really want to know that, right? The era that I played, you got a picture painted of authenticity, just genuine love for the game.
Welcome once again to another video reaction by me, JK Reacts. Today's video is going to be titled MJ Insights to Excellence 2025 through 2026. This video playlist was originally done by Allied Boy 117. So without any further delay, let's get into this.
It's amazing. You never really know when you're in the prime of your career how much time you really do not have for family. That's what I have time to do now. I mean, the most valuable asset I have is time. Right. So that's probably why you don't see enough of me, because that time I'm trying to spend with family members and things that I've been missing out on for such a long time.
Do you ever pick up a ball and just shoot?
I haven't picked up a ball in years.
No, come on. Just like walk past. There's got to be a hoop somewhere at your place.
You don't see a hoop anywhere around here, right?
I don't. But
a
seriously,
reason. It's
the
a
last
reason.
time you picked up a basketball and shot it?
I was at the Ryder Cup.
Yeah.
And I rented a house from the owner.
Sure.
He came over to do pictures. He had grandkids. And I was meet and greet, thank him for allowing me to stay in the house. And he had a basketball court. He says, "I want you to shoot one free throw." I said, "Really?" Now, I already paid for the house. It's not like he got to see me. So when I stepped up to shoot the free throw, it's the most nervous I've been in years.
Stop it.
In years.
Stop it. Come on.
And reason being is those kids heard the stories from the parents about what I did 30 years ago.
Right.
So their expectation is 30 years prior, and I haven't touched the basketball.
I hope you swished it.
Absolutely. I got the most gratifying that made my whole week is that I was able to please that kid, not knowing if I could.
So you let us bring a camera or two to your place here to talk to you about basketball. Why do you want to share what you're thinking about basketball now?
It's pay it forward. I have an obligation to the game of basketball, not financially. I'm okay. I mean, I think more or less from as a basketball player is to be able to pass on messages of success and dedication to the game of basketball.
Still love it?
Love it like you wouldn't believe. I mean, in all honesty, I wish I could take a magic pill, put on shorts, and go out and play the game of basketball today. Because that's who I am. That's that type of competition, that type of competitiveness is what I live for, and I miss it. I miss that aspect of playing the game of basketball. Being able to challenge myself against what people see as great basketball. But it's better for me to be sitting here talking to you as opposed to popping my Achilles and I'm in a wheelchair for a while.
But it's nice to be able to share the things that can still make the game great going forward from your perspective.
Yeah, I think one of the things why I did this is as professional athletes, we have an obligation to pay it forward. That's part of what, this is all about is to pass it, pay it forward.
Guys, you lose money, you can make it back. Someone loses their trust in you, you can earn it back. Someone gets upset with you, you can get their forgiveness once again. It may not be easy, but all those things are earnable. But once you lose time, there is no way, no matter what you do, you can't earn it back. It's kind of crazy that was so important to him. And as I get older, I'm starting to realize that more and more. Another thing, that free throw story was one reason why many people consider Michael Jordan the greatest basketball player of all time. The bigger the moment and the more pressure that was on him, the more his game was elevated. For his career during the regular season, he finished with a 30.1 points per game average. And in the playoffs, he would raise that to 33.4 points per game. He finished his career with a 6.2 rebounds per game in the regular season. And during the playoffs, once again, rose it to 6.4. And in the regular season for his career, he averaged 5.3 assists per game. And once again, Michael Jordan being Michael Jordan, stepping it up and elevating his game in the playoffs, went up to 5.7 assists per game. The way he talked about the game of basketball to close this segment shows how players felt about the game in the era that I grew up watching. If you love something truly or love someone truly, you want to do everything you can to be the best extension or representation of that person or that thing, to show that it's worth the effort and sacrifice that you're making. In today's NBA, you have the face of the league in LeBron James saying things like, it's just basketball. At the end of the day, it's just basketball. Now, let me ask you, if LeBron James doesn't care, what do the other players that hear that think, especially the younger ones? Will they be like, oh, shoot, if the guy that's the face of the league doesn't care, why should we? Do you agree with my takes from this interview segment? Or do you have a different take? Let me know in the comments.
The term load management has become such a hot button in the NBA.
How I know you were going to talk about that one?
Because you played 80 games a lot. A lot. You played 82. What do you think of when you hear the term load management thrown around?
It shouldn't be needed, first and foremost. I never wanted to miss a game because it was an opportunity to prove. It was something that I felt like, the fans are there to watch me play. I want to impress that guy way up on top who probably worked his ass off to get a ticket or to get money to buy the ticket.
You really cared about the guy who sat in the top deck at the Palace in Auburn Hills to watch you when you came to Detroit?
Yeah, because I know he's probably yelling at me, and I want to shut him up. He's calling me all kinds of names. I definitely want to shut him up.
Right.
You have a duty that if they're wanting to see you, and as an entertainer, I want to show, right? So if the guys are coming to watch me play, I don't want to miss that opportunity. Now, physically, if I can't do it, then I can't do it. But physically, if I can do it, and I just don't feel like doing it, that's a whole different lens.
So give me the first time that you came to that fork in the road in your career where you could have sat down and missed a game, but you fought through.
Third game of the season, started my career.
Okay.
I twisted my ankle, and I had a teammate, David Greenwood. He says, you twist your ankle, young fella. Come over and sit with me. This is you need to. I said, no, man. I'm trying to make a name for myself. There's no way I can sit. I need to get out there and show what I'm capable of. I want to play. I want to win. I want to make an impact. And I twisted my ankle. I taped it up, and I went back out, and I played. And I felt that. I always felt that. I always felt the necessary need that I could never leave my comrades out if I could perform, right? Even if I couldn't. Utah, great example. Everybody said the flu game. It's a game 5, which is a very pivotal game. I was going to find a way to get out there, even if I was a decoy. Well, once I got out there, you never know how, pushing yourself, you never know what happens, right?
So that night you got out there and you found you could do more than you thought you were going to be able to do.
Next thing you know, the emotions, the situation, the need of the team, all those things catapulted me to, I'm going to gut this thing out. Back to your point of what load management is, I have, You play basketball 2.5 hours a day, 3 hours a day, right? That's your job. That's what you get paid to do as an NBA player. What are you doing the other 21 hours? I mean, to me, that's when you should be preparing for your next day of work or your next, challenge. Now, I'm the worst. I mean, maybe I'm not one of the guys that you would probably model that, or
I was going to say, did you do that every time?
But you should think about that in retrospect of what load management really is. I always felt like one is a sense of pride for the fans that are paying.
Right.
Two is a sense of making sure that I stay sharp. I'm not going to lose it. And three, I want our rhythm as a team to always be there. It can disrupt that synergy that's happening.
Mike Tirico mentioned Jordan playing 82 games a lot. MJ played 80 plus games 11 times in his 15-year career. And 9 of those 11 were all 82 games. The years he didn't play at least 80 was in his second season when he broke his ankle 7 games into the season and came back earlier than his team and doctors wanted him to. But by enacting his love of the game clause in his contract, which basically states that he could play a basketball game whenever he wanted, he was able to play the final 11 games going into the playoffs, where he ended up scoring 63 points against the 1986 world champion Boston Celtics. He enacted that clause for 2 reasons. 1, he loved the game of basketball. And 2, more important than the first, he promised the city of Chicago and its fans that every year he was a Bull, the Chicago Bulls would be in the playoffs. And he wanted to keep that promise. Unlike LeBron James saying at the Heat pep rally when he first joined the team, we're not going to win 1 or 2, not 3, and so on up until 7 titles. Then bailing after 4 years once Pat Riley took the cookies off the team plane and Wade's knees started to fail him. The other times Jordan didn't play at least 80 were when he came back after his first retirement and played the final 17 games of the regular season, and the season immediately after the 92 Olympics. And Jordan still played in 78 games. And the final time that he didn't play at least 80 was his first season in Washington when he tore his meniscus and only played in 60 games. Jordan also mentioned Game 5 of the 1997 finals as a pivotal game. Well, the reason being, the series was tied at 2 games apiece, and whoever won Game 5 would only have to win 1 more game. Also, talking about the fans who saved the hard-earned money to watch him play, Kobe said something similar. When Kobe was battling with pain and injuries late in his career, Vanessa, his widow, asked him to sit and take care of his body. He told her that he couldn't. He added, "Some parent up in the nosebleed saved their hard-earned money to take their kid to see me play. And this could be their only opportunity to see me play. I have to play for them." If you all watch modern NBA, do you hear today's players say and follow through on that? Let me know in the comments.